Thanks.
Over the last 24 hours of training and a bit around the camp?
Yeah, no, really positive. Obviously came into camp yesterday. All the lads and all the staff have been really welcoming, and obviously first training out this morning, so went well.
And how would you describe the training session this morning and the step up?
Yeah, obviously it's a high standard. Look, a lot of the lads are playing at a really high level. It was good to get in, and obviously the manager has his ideas, and he's just it was good training out this morning. Like I said, really high level, and it was good to be involved.
Was there an initiation ceremony or anything?
No, not yet. I'm sure I'll probably get one out in the next couple of days. I'll probably have to pick a song now, alright. I'm sure that'll be coming.
What are you going with?
I might go for some country music or something like that, just because I'm there from Cork. That'll be grand.
Maybe not the ideal warm up on Friday night. Your manager Stephen Bradley was quite critical of the performance. What were your thoughts on the game against Galway and his comments afterwards?
Yeah, first about the performance, I think it was obviously disappointing. When you're involved with Shamrock Rovers, you want to get 3 points every game, and obviously last Friday, we didn't get 3 points. Just about the manager's comments, to be honest, the manager's been here for a good couple of years now, and I think a massive reason why the club has been so successful is because the manager has set the standard in the club. He does set high standards, and he holds lads accountable, and I think when you do come off the standards, like obviously last night or the other night we didn't pick up the 3 points, he holds people accountable, and that's the standard he has, and that's the standard I have for myself. Obviously the other night didn't have my best game, but I'm just focused now on the next game after that and try and improve and get back to the standard.
Was having this game and this camp on the horizon and the manager and the assistant manager being there on Friday night, was that weighing on you around the Galway game?
No. I've said it numerous times in the past. I treat every game the same. I didn't know the manager or John O'Shea was in the standard, and I just focused on obviously the other last Friday on Galway, and like I said, kind of as a team, I thought we kind of had an off day, and myself as an individual had an off day, but I wouldn't say that affected me at all.
Ed, please.
I know the Rovers season was a bit funny at the start of the season, but essentially you're coming into this camp relatively fresh in the league. You're only halfway through the season now, if even. Does that give you an advantage, do you think, that you're coming in peak fitness coming into a big game like this?
Yeah, like you said, I think we're halfway through the season now with Shamrock Rovers, so you'd like to think that you're in a good physical shape, and coming in here now, and like I said, we've got a couple of trainings under my belt before Senegal and Luxembourg. Like I said, you want to come in good physical condition, and like you said, we're halfway through the season, so you have a good base for fitness. I feel like it's definitely an advantage, but the rest of the lads also, they're just finished their season, so I think everyone's is in a good physical shape.
The League of Ireland lads heading off for the week. Had you any plans?
Yeah, I was planning on going away to Malaga, to be honest, just to get a bit of sun. But no, I'm not complaining. I'm delighted to be here. Like I said, it's a dream come true to first of all be here, and hopefully over the next 2 games, I make an appearance. That really will be a dream of mine. But no, I'm definitely not complaining. I'm delighted to be here.
Owen, please.
Hey Josh, I know Stephen Bradley was critical on Friday, but he's been telling us that he thought he should have been in the Ireland squad ages ago. Did you think that this was coming, or did you talk to Stephen about that in the last year or so?
Yeah, like you said, I think the gaffer is very supportive of me. He's one of my biggest supporters. I think, to be honest, it's not. I do set small goals, but I wouldn't set goals, kind of massive long-term goals. I think, like I said, I just focus on one game at a time, and I think if you consistently play well, just focus on one game at a time, then you'll hopefully get your awards down the line. And like I said, I'm just delighted to be here. Like I said, it's a dream. Now that I'm here, the aim mine is to do well in training, and like I said, if I can make an appearance, do as well I can, and stay here inevitably.
When did the goals get in Ireland squad start?
Like I said, I suppose you have to do well at your club first. With Shamrock Rovers, we did really well in Europe last year. I think that gives an advantage. My first time playing Europe. I know the lads that had been there previously had played in Europe already, but no, it was good to taste that, and And obviously you're playing against high level teams, and look, like I said, you just focus on doing well for your club, and you hope that you get the opportunity to come in here.
Paul?
Josh, how are you?
Oh, yeah.
There's often a lot made when a player coming from League of Ireland coach breaks into the squad, and a lot of debate about whether a League of Ireland player should be in the squad more regularly. Do you see this as something that should happen more often, could happen more often?
Look, the league has been improving every year. I think everyone would agree on that. I think you just see that, first of all, how much the teams have improved the last couple of years and the players coming into the league. Like I said, I suppose you can just do as well as you can for the club that you're playing for at the time, and hope you get the opportunity. Like I said, the league has been improving, but the lads here are obviously playing at a very high level as well. Like, so you're hopeful you get the opportunity. The manager, one of you said it, he's at a lot of the games. He's a big interest in the league. But yeah, look, he picks the team, he picks the squad, so I suppose it's his decision at the end of the day.
And the last Thursday, the day before the Galway game, Stephen Bradley was talking to us about how difficult it's going to be to keep you at Rovers. I know you're saying there about you don't set goals, but breaking into Ireland teams, I presume you have goals as well to play at a higher level at some point in your career. Do you know what the future holds for you even this summer? Or
look, I suppose I understand that. Look, when I came to Shamrock Rovers, I think I did an interview, and it was kind of one of the first things I said, that I just want to be the best player that I can be. And look, I'm hopeful to do that, and if you can achieve that, like you said, you can just, that's kind of a dream of yours, just try and do as well as you can. And look, I suppose, like I said, I just focus on one game at a time and see where that kind of takes me. Like I said, I don't set really long-term goals, but I just want to try and become the best player that I can be.
Dan, please.
Hey Josh, I know like Rovers is a very sort of defined way of playing, you know, a formation, and then Ireland have recently played in the back four. Have you had a conversation yet with Hamer and the staff here about where they might actually see you in their plans?
Yeah, look, like I said, I just came in here yesterday. It was kind of our first training today, so no, we just went over one or two things, and he was just showing clips of kind of the way that we play and little principles that we have. So no, look, it's just going in, like I said, just trying to learn them as quickly as I can, and like I said, just trying to build a connection with the other lads in the team. I think that's really important as well. Like, so no, just like I said, just trying to learn them kind of things, the way we're playing, the way he wants to play, that kind of way.
You're naturally bow-footed, right? I think
My right foot being my stronger foot, yeah.
yeah, as Stephen Bradley had said it before, but that versatility, is that something that growing up was always there? You know, when you were sort of at schoolboy level, did you play one position, or have you always been sort of moved around a bit because of?
Yeah, I suppose when I was well young, I started higher up the pitch, and I've probably over the years come down the pitch, if that makes sense. Obviously played centre half for a good couple of years with Cork, and obviously played a good bit of wing back last year. Like, so look, I think in the modern game you kind of have to be versatile. You have to be comfortable playing in a couple of positions, and I think it's something I've done over the last couple of years. Like, so yeah, I definitely think it's a strength of mine.
Just last one, those European games last year, did you surprise yourself in any way, or was that sort of a time where you felt actually I can cope with this step up?
Look, I think you always have to have confidence in your own ability. I think if you don't have confidence in yourself, then probably nobody's going to have confidence in you. Look, like I said, it was my first time playing in Europe last year. It was a brilliant journey. Obviously going out to Molde, we were disappointed because we probably felt that it was kind of in the swing of a balance. We could have gone through and obviously progressed in the tournament, but no, look, it's going to be something that we're aiming to achieve again this year. We want to get back to where we were last year, and look, like I said, the manager sets high standards. I'm sure he wants to go past what we did last year, even this year. Like, so no, it'll be definitely an aim for us.
Gavin?
Josh, I was just wondering, did you get an opportunity to go to England, or how was your career before we started to see you for Cork and Rovers? Is it like, because it's easy to call you a late developer at 24, but how did it go that it didn't kind of, professionalism didn't happen for you in your teens or anything?
Yeah, look, no, I never went to the UK. I've always been in Ireland. I played with Carrigaline United, I think, until I was maybe 16. And I was lucky, I had great coaching down there, and then obviously went to Cork City, the academy there. Had brilliant managers there, and I think that's definitely something that's helped me. Like you said about having versatility, playing different positions, just like I said, I was lucky enough to have really good managers and coaches that helped me with that when I was in the academy. And then obviously played with Cork and came to Shamrock Rovers last year, and like I said, the standards they set there, I think the manager and the rest of the staff there have improved me. No, the coaching I've had since I was young has been at a really high level, and yeah, I've never been to the UK, but I've never looked at it kind of like that's a negative.
Did you think you were good enough to be an international footballer at 16, 17?
I suppose you kind of more just dream of it. Then you're just trying to work as hard as you can. Just be disciplined, obviously, just be really committed, and you just kind of, like I said, it probably sounds really cliche, but you're just trying to take one game at a time and try and do as well as you can and hope you get the opportunity.
Finally, John.
Just on that, on the managerial influences you've had, you've really, in your senior career, you've only really had two, with Colin and Cork and Stephen Bradley. Just your initial impression of mine, we're only 2 sessions in, but you could see in the bit we saw this morning, he grabbed the defenders together.
Yeah.
Is that what he's looking for? Is it that your bedrock?
Yeah, like I said, it's still fresh. We only joined yesterday, and today was kind of a real first kind of session. But I think you can see I went on about the principles, kind of the way he wants to defend. He wants us to be a good defensive team and a well drilled team, with a good shape. And you can see, he's a top manager. He's managed some top international teams, and he's done really well with them. So you can definitely see why he's been really successful as an international manager. And yeah.
Thank you, guys.
It's all good, yeah.